strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us.
Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel or unsubscribe. But if you do subscribe, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you know each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, on Twitter at DGoddess27. And also make sure you follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan pages on Instagram and Twitter. And you can follow me on TikTok at at Dr. A Shakur. Okay. Hello, Silent D, Queen Shay, Buckhorse DC, Seven Scales, Terry Hinton in the house. All right. A shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get ready to get back into it. Okay, Juju, I see you. Raw Hill, Jag the Diva, Pharaoh X, Claudette, Vince I Am from the UK. All right. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Moni. Realities in the house. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Don't forget how important it is to like and share. You all know they have the Queen Shadow Band, honey. So before I get started, I want to show you all a couple of videos that I posted yesterday on my Twitter. Y'all need to see this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Likes up, like and share. Bronze Flat Power King, Flat Power God in the house. I see you, Jasmine, Pearly.
Races and ethnicities, you know. I had this white girl comment on one of my videos, you heard me, that I posted, talking about the black woman, protecting black women. And she said, you know, you'll reach more people, you get more traction if you say all women, you hear me? But when you say black women only, you are Xing out all different races and ethnicities, you know. Listen, my mama black, my sister's black, my grandma black, my auntie's black, my niece is black, my wife will be black, my daughter will be black, and so on. I talk about the black woman because that's my experience. I come from the black woman, you know. Y'all been vicariously living through the black woman, so keep doing it. You know, don't stop now. You know, now that I'm uplifting, you know, our women, don't stop now. You hear me? Y'all been wanting to be like the black woman. You know, you've been taken from the black woman, been, you know, getting your body, doing your body like the black woman, been dancing like the black woman, been doing a hairstyle like the black woman. So don't stop now. Keep vicariously living through the black lens, you know, as I lift up the black woman. You know, I'm not gonna talk about the white woman, you know, or Asian woman or Hispanic woman. That's not my experience. I'm not excluding, you know, the white woman, the Hispanic woman, you know, the Asian woman, not excluding it, but this is not for you.
Well, I guess they heard that. Now here's my question. Why is it? And I've wondered this for quite some time. Thank you, Jag the Diva, for liking my blue. True Snow is in the house. Okay, Michael M., I saw you, beloved Mr. Hotel. Okay. Here's the thing. Hey, Miss Coco B. My question is, King Legine in the house. Here's the thing. Why do they always get so bothered when black men talk about black women? Why is that a problem? Do you know how many times they have had stuff online? They've gone in online, you know, on people like Lance Gross, this other actor that played in Queen Sugar. I can't remember his name, but they got upset because these men said that they love black women. They got upset with the actor, John Boyega, because he said he only dates black women. Like, why do they get mad? Why is that a problem? They are black men. What do you expect them to say? And when he says protect black women, that's because he's black. His mother's black, like he said. White women are already protected. All they have to do is say somebody did something and you can get arrested. Okay, please pay attention. That's why these Karens run rampant. I'm just wondering why there is such a problem. You know, anytime black people say anything specifically about black people, there's always a problem. Have you all noticed that? Anytime black people say something specifically in reference to black people, there's a problem. Now, a few years ago, there was a big to-do about a spa over in Costa Rica, right? It was like a retreat. You know, they had a spa over there and it was only for black women. And then Becky, Kate, and Karen got mad, said, oh, that's racist. Well, they do racist stuff all the time. They just don't come out and say that it's only for white folk. But what they will say is you can't come here or you can't do this if you have locks in your hair, braids in your hair, afros, twists. That's saying that black people can't come. That's what you're really saying, okay? They throw subliminals, but because a black person blatantly says black, it's for black people, there's a problem. They even got mad a few years ago when Black Lives Matter had an all-black party. Now, they know darn well they don't want to come to a Black Lives Matter party, but they went in just because they said it was only for black people. You see, that comes from the entitlement of thinking that everything that we do is their business and that everything pertaining to us has to pertain to them or they need to know about it. Now, these are the same people that wanted segregation and Jim Crow. I find this all very hypocritical and quite frankly nefarious. Okay, that's what I find. All very hypocritical and nefarious, right? And so anyway, if a white man came out and said, I love all white women, I would not be pressed. I would not be mad. I wouldn't be bothered in the least. Would any of you once in the chats to any black woman or women who would be upset if white men said, I love white women, protect all white women? Once in the chat if you would be upset by that. I just don't get it. Like, why is it such an issue? I absolutely cannot. Well, I don't see anyone, so that tells me all I need to know. Okay, so anyway, let's get into the topic of Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Now, y'all know he's a whole fraud, right? Y'all know he's a fraud, and I love to stay on him. Everybody's putting twos, okay? Y'all know he is a whole fraud, and quite frankly, I love staying on him, okay? Let's not forget how he attacked that woman, physically assaulted a woman in his church just a few months ago. Prior to that, he schemed and defrauded a parishioner out of $90,000, which was her entire retirement savings, okay? And then had the nerve to tell her that it was donation money. Y'all remember all that, right? Not to mention him getting robbed in his church, to me, was clearly staged. All right. I'm still waiting on them to charge him with that, because I'm pretty sure they will. Pay attention. Okay. This man is a whole fraud. All right. This man is a whole fraud. So let's talk about it, because here's what he's done now with his silly self. Out here flashing around in his Gucci and Fendi, all right, riding around in his fancy cars, all at other black people's expense. And let me tell y'all something. This man right here is a prime example of the same type of people that we have on YouTube. And some of y'all want to get mad when we call them out. Y'all don't get mad when we call out Bishop Whitehead. But there's people on YouTube that's just like him. All right? We know who they are. We know who they are. I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'll be mentioning in a little bit, but pay attention. The flashy, jewelry-flaunting Brooklyn pastor who reported being robbed while preaching at his church past summer was arrested on federal charges on Monday. Now, this is unrelated to the July incident, and this is for allegedly defrauding a parishioner. Again, he's preying upon his own people, okay? And more importantly, his congregation. But isn't this what frauds do? It absolutely is. And that's why I'm going to keep calling them out. And I don't care who gets mad. Y'all can sit down somewhere. Okay, so they say he was trying to extort a businessman and lying to the FBI. This is all in a federal indictment. Lamar Whitehead, the 45-year-old pastor who goes by Bishop, was charged with wire fraud, attempted wire fraud, attempted extortion, and making a material false statement. The U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York announced these charges. He faces up to 65 years in prison for his alleged crimes. Now, as the pastor of Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry, Whitehead allegedly defrauded one of his parishioners out of the $90,000 of her retirement savings, which I just told you about, over the course of 14 months. That was in April of 2020. The document said that Whitehead told the parishioner he would use her money to help her buy a home and invest the rest of the money. But instead, he used it to purchase thousands of dollars of luxury goods and clothing items for his own selfish purposes. He never helped her to buy a home. He never returned any of her money despite her request. Now, this spring, Whitehead allegedly attempted to convince a businessman to loan him $500,000. Yeah, that's what he did. And grant him a stake in real estate transactions in exchange for obtaining favorable actions by the New York City government. That would make him millions. Something the pastor knew he absolutely couldn't obtain, something he couldn't even do. So he was lying, trying to get this man's money, a whole con man. Okay? Now, I bet you can't tell some of his parishioners this, even though the evidence is all right there. Just like you can't tell some of y'all on YouTube about other people on YouTube. Y'all just won't believe it. This is how it works. It's called brainwashing. Pay attention. Now, earlier this year, he also allegedly used threats of force against that same businessman to extort him out of $5,000. Isn't that something? Furthermore, Whitehead allegedly told FBI agents who were executing a search warrant that he only had one phone. But the indictment states that he actually had a second phone that he used, including a text message in which he described it as my other phone. Now, Whitehead appeared in court Monday and was released on a $500,000 personal recognizance bond, according to the attorney's office spokesperson, Nicholas Bias. Now, they say, as we allege today, Lamar Whitehead abused the trust placed in him by a parishioner, bullied a businessman for $5,000, then tried to defraud him for far more than that. And then he lied to federal agents. This is what U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement. He said his campaign of fraud and deceit stops now. Whitehead's attorney, Don Florio, denied the accusations, saying Bishop Lamar Whitehead is not guilty of these charges. We are vigorously defending these accusations, and we feel he is being targeted and being turned into a villain from a victim. Oh, okay. That's what they think. Now, back in July, we already know that he was supposedly the victim of a robbery where the masked gunman came in and all of that, and took jewelry from he and his wife. He reported that the stolen jewelry was worth more than $1 million, raising questions as to how and why the pastor obtained and flaunted such displays of wealth. In September, 2 men were indicted in federal charges for their alleged roles in the armed robbery, while a third defendant remains at large, according to the Department of Justice. Now, Juwan Anderson, age 23, and Saquon Palak, age 24, pleaded not guilty to the charges, and a trial date is set for July. How much money do you all want to bet that they're going to eventually roll on him and let it be known that he put them up to it? Once they see the charges are going to stick, because right now they're saying not guilty, but how long do you think it's going to take for them to come out and say that he told them to do it? I really believe this. Now, Whitehead's verified Instagram account details his extravagant shows of wealth, including Louis Vuitton emblazoned suits, large jewelry, and brightly colored sports cars. In a video posted just shortly after the robbery, he pushed back against the media headlines, referring to him as flashy. Well, what does he want us to call him? Because he's definitely that. He said, it's not about me being flashy. It's about me purchasing what I want to purchase. It's my prerogative to purchase what I want to purchase. If I worked for it, I can purchase what I want to purchase. He sure said the word purchase a lot, didn't he? Now, according to his bio on the Leaders of Tomorrow website, Whitehead attended the New York Theological Seminary and completed his studies with a certificate in ministry and human services from the Theological Institution of Rising Hope Incorporated. It touts him as a licensed New York State chaplain and a certified marriage and functional officiant. In 2013, he founded Leaders of Tomorrow Ministry in Brooklyn, according to his bio. This man is a hot mess. He is absolutely a hot mess. Yes, he is a clown. Absolutely. Dervis said, call him fishy, not flashy. Okay. Well, here's the thing. He's clearly what I would call a grifter. Okay. He's grifting the community, his own Black people, his own congregation. This is what he does. He didn't learn his lesson after one of the parishioners sued him for taking her $90,000 under fraudulent practices. He didn't stop there. Now he's trying to defraud somebody out of $500,000. It was only a matter of time before criminal charges would be pressed. This man is a complete idiot. And clearly all he cares about is money. Okay. That's all he seems to care about. Right. ICU says, when will they learn? Well, he seems like he'll never learn, honey, if you ask me. He seems like he'll never learn. And let me tell you something. I bet you after all this, there's still fools sitting up in his church, in his congregation, waiting to hear his sermon on Sunday. I guarantee you. But you see, this is the sad thing about our people. Our people can see the evidence right before them, and they still refuse to believe it. They'll say, oh, they're targeting him, like his attorney's trying to say. They'll say, oh, people are just hating on him because he has a lot of money, because he's flashy. This is what people will say to make justifications for foolishness and fraudsters and grifters. Okay, this is what a lot of people will do. I find it also interesting. Yes, it is absolutely sad. It absolutely is sad. But anyway, this is what our people continue to do. As long as we continue to do these things, well, our people will continue to get defrauded by those of their own. All right. That's exactly what's going to continue to happen. So with that all being said, now let's talk about Faizon Love. Because Faizon Love, people were upset about what he said about reparations. So let's get into it. Black actor blasts $223 reparations payments suggested by California Commission. Says cash will go right back to Cadillac and Mercedes-Benz. What y'all think about that? He said it'll go right back to Cadillac and Mercedes-Benz. Actor Faizon Love has lashed out at the notion of Black people in California receiving $223,000 in reparations, saying that money will only be used to purchase luxury cars. Now, he made the eye-opening response in an interview with YouTube channel Vlad. First of all, why is Vlad always worried about our reparations? There was a debate over reparations for slavery in the Golden States as it continues. Vlad wanted to ask him about this. They say, Faizon said, man, F that. That's another trick, because that money's going to go right back to Cadillac and right back to Mercedes-Benz. Now, the chair of the task force holding that reparations issue, Camilla V. Moore, said in an interview on Tuesday that $223,000 figure that was being reported was not simply the amount of money that would be handed out, but represented the state of California's maximum culpability to each person. She also criticized the fact that reparations only applied to any persons who faced housing discrimination between 1933 and 1972, and not just Black people. In his interview, Love went on to offer an alternative to monetary reparations, suggesting that Black people should be tax exempt for life. The Cuban-born actor referred to slaves being treated as tax write-offs during the Civil War. He also brought up the fact that the federal income tax was initiated by the U.S. government in order to pay for the Civil War. The financial requirements of the war saw Congress place a flat 3% tax on all incomes over $800 following the end of the war. Now, the original law was repealed and not formally replaced until the 1913 Federal Income Tax Act. Now, they say in 2014 and 15, Faizon was criticized for his wide-ranging support of Bill Cosby in the wake of the dozens of sexual assault allegations levied on him. In one tweet, he referred to Black people who believe the accusations as spineless monkeys. So anyway, let me tell y'all something. What do y'all think? What do you all think about what Faizon said? Because here's what I feel. I feel like reparations money will go back to the same people that gave it to us, not because we will foolishly spend the money on frivolous things, not because we'll spend it on Cadillacs and things like that. Not because we'll spend it on Cadillacs and foolish things like that, but simply for the fact that anything that we purchase, the money's going to go to them. If you go buy a house, the money's going to go to their banks, their financial institutions. Okay, so whatever you do, whether you do something wise with the money or not, it's still going to benefit them. And that is why I have always been telling you all that we should not only get money, we should get land and gold as well. That's just my opinion. We should get land and gold as well. But I'm not going to sit here and paint the narrative that Black people will spend the money foolishly, because some of us will. We already know that. But most Black people will not spend the money foolishly. Most Black people will take the money and do something productive with it. Okay? That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I believe the majority of us will do something productive with the money, not just spend it on frivolous things such as cars and flashy clothes and jewels. Now, some of y'all gonna do that, unfortunately, but the majority of us absolutely will not. Okay. Pearlie says, exactly, Queen. This is Ireland. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Tanner said, you're right, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I see you, Juju. So, that's all I'm saying. But everybody's so concerned and everybody wants to put stipulations on what we do with the money. Remember, Vlad, he's so concerned about our reparations, but his people got reparations for atrocities that didn't even occur on this land. Okay. And then at one point, wasn't Vlad the one saying something about that we should get free college educations and all that stuff? That's not reparations. I've already gone to college for as long as I'm going to go. All right. And some of you have already gone too. My thing is everybody doesn't want or need to go to college. So how's that going to benefit everybody? Everybody who is a product of their ancestors being enslaved in this country should absolutely get reparations and be able to use it for however they choose. All right. Yeah, he needs to sit down that Crazy Beach areas. He absolutely does. But here's what I thought was interesting. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick, because I'm going to tell y'all what I thought was interesting. The fact that a person on YouTube who was talking trash about Black people and reparations just a few years ago had the nerve to be going in on Faizon. I found that also interesting. Let me pull up my receipt. And I'm going to let you all listen to this. Everyone, please get those likes up. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting the right. Okay, here it is. Yeah. I'm going to play this for you all. I want you all to hear this. Hold on one moment. Now, here's the thing. People have been going in on Faizon, as they should, because he should not just assume that black people are going to be out here trying to buy luxury cars. He shouldn't just assume that, because that's not every black person. And like I said, in fact, that's not the majority of black people. Okay? That's just a few. But with that all being said, there was someone who had something to say about it. And I felt like they should have just stayed quiet, because at the end of the day, they were talking trash about it themselves not too long ago. And I know their little monkey ace followers is going to try to defend their BS as oft they do. But I'm about to play the audio. That's what I'm about to do. Hold on, because I'm not going to show the video because I don't want any copyright trouble, because this Negro is known for striking people's channels when they start telling the truth and spilling their beans on his arse. He's known for taking out restraining orders. He's known for lying and all of that. Okay, so I'm not going to play the video on here, but what I am going to do is play the audio. So I'm getting prepared an overlay to put up here on the screen while y'all listen to what this Negro had to say. Okay, while y'all listen to what he has to say about reparations. But I want you to keep in mind at the same time, this is the same person who was talking greasy about what Faizon had to say. And I find it all so interesting and, quite frankly, hypocritical and contradictory. So all I'm saying. Now let's get into it. And black single women, I specifically want you to pay attention. I specifically want single black mothers to pay attention to what Bussy Reek had to say.
What up, One Coalition? I appreciate all my followers and everybody who subscribe to the channel, who support this fight and exposing this contradicting shit that this dude does. Y'all keep on, you know what I'm saying? Show love, you know what I'm saying? Support the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers so we can go live. This video right here is going to show you how Tariq Nasheed feels about single FBA mothers and if they should receive reparations. He doesn't agree with single FBA mothers. He speaks on a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, as far as like black people spending the money when we get it. But listen to how he feels about single FBA mothers receiving reparations. He doesn't want single mother households to receive it. Stay tuned. All right, so let's get into some game. He said, what do I think about slavery reparations? Yeah, there should be reparations, but there's a way that we need to do it, because black folks as a whole mentally will fuck up any kind of money that's given directly. There has to be some type of structure to it. If you start giving niggas, let's say every black person in America will get $10,000 next month in January, that niggas will be broke again on January 15th. It has to be organized. You cannot give niggas money right now. They'll fuck it right back up. They'll give it right back to everybody else. Going by June, shit. It'll be gone in 15 days. Just like lottery, exactly. Just like lottery winners. Most lottery winners, they go broke in 5 years. Just like that Dave Chappelle comedy skit. That's what messed that money up. What they need to do, as far as reparations, they should have, it should be a designated plot of land or somewhere in middle America, somewhere where there's good fertile land that should be given, that should be tax-free, that should be regulated to male-headed households. That's my suggestion. They should get a plot of land somewhere where there's very fertile ground, fertile land, and it cannot be settled unless it's a male, a black male who's the head of the household. We can't have no single mothers on that motherfucker. See, if we implement something like that, it would have to be, it would almost get into like almost sexism, but it's not, man. We can't have that single mother shit. We got too many broken homes, and a lot of these single mothers are not held accountable. It's just too much bullshit going on in the hood, and it's a direct result of all these single mothers. You see what I mean? To all the FBA black women, y'all should feel a certain kind of way about that. If that's not sexist shit right there, I don't know what is. This dude said single mothers should not receive reparations. He also said that black people would take the money and spend it, you know what I'm saying, in 30 days, 15 days. If y'all don't see the contradictions that this dude puts out, now he's on some shit like everybody need money, you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs the money, needs the tangible things, you know what I'm saying? But he's saying right there that pretty much black people will fuck it up, you know what I'm saying? And definitely not single mothers shouldn't receive it. So what y'all feel about that, man? Y'all jump.
Now, y'all heard what he had to say. This is what he had to say, but hold on. Because while I'm on him, let me let y'all hear this. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel. There's no other way, no better way, shall I say. There's no better way to expose a person than to expose them with their own words, with their very own words that came out of their very own mouth. There's no better way to expose them. Okay? Now I want y'all to listen to this.
I don't believe you talk to your man like that.
Well, you got to read the book. You have to read my book.
I would, man, Pearl, if I were your man, I would beat the shit out of you. I would be.
Why?
I would be I would get all types of domestic violence charges. I would.
Why?
I couldn't.
Because my angry black woman.
Pearl, if I were your man, I would beat the shit out of you. I would be.
Why?
I would be I would get all types of domestic violence charges. I would.
Why?
Now that's what he was saying to a black woman. That's what he was saying to a black woman. But I want y'all to listen to this. And some of y'all wanted to know how long ago that was when he made those comments about reparations. Well, that was about 4 years ago. I believe that was in 2018. Now, this that I'm about to play was only about a week ago, where he sat there and blatantly lied when he was interviewed on someone's podcast on YouTube. He blatantly lied when he was questioned about what he wrote in his book, The Art of Macking.
In the art of macking.
No, I didn't.
In the art of macking.
No, I didn't. You're a liar.
Macking.
No, I didn't. Hold up. You're a liar. You're trolling. You were trolling the other day. This is a woman who supports a sexual predator. This is some other stuff. Troll stuff. So let's go ahead.
All right, I'm about ready to cut this line.
Yeah, let's cut the phones. Fuck the phones. We got. Yeah, let's have a conversation amongst three men.
Take one more call. We're gonna roll for it. Last call. Talk to me. New caller.
Someone wanted to know why. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah, keep it going.
New caller. Talk to me.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, dear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask the brother if what is the purpose of writing that middle school and high school girls, when you look at them at that age, that you can tell that they're going to be potential whores?
All right.
Nobody's.
Take
He
the
wrote
answer
that in the art of macking. In the art of macking.
No, I didn't.
Take
You're a
In the
liar.
art of macking.
No, I didn't.
Take
In the art of macking.
No, I didn't. You're a liar. No, I didn't. You're a liar.
Now, y'all heard that, right? Hold on, let me cut this off. Y'all heard that. She asked him what was the purpose of him writing that stuff about the teenage girls, calling them whores in The Art of Macking. To which this lying grifter said that no one wrote that. You're a lie. He said she's a liar and she supports a sex offender. Now, I want you all to pay attention to that, because I'm about to show you who the liar is. And clearly it's him. I'm about to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, anybody making excuses for his bull crap at this time needs to sit down somewhere, because you look stupid and you sound ignorant. Y'all see that? Let me try to enhance it. This is what's in his book. This is an excerpt from his book, The Art of Macking. Now, he just told that woman she was a lie. He just told that woman that he didn't say that. He didn't write that. Nobody wrote that. You're a lie. Well, here it is right here, The Art of Macking. There are many contributing factors that make women want to become whores. And in most cases, these females are whores long before the pimp gets to them. If you look at the way these middle school and high school girls dress and carry on in different cities across the country, you can see the ones that are potential whores. This has more to do with their upbringing than the intervention of the pimp. In many cases, it's the girl's family that turns her out, so to speak. The pimp comes along after the fact to at least give her some guidance in her unfortunate profession. Isn't that something to say about teenage girls? To imply that it's okay for them to be pimped and to act as though the pimp is doing her a favor because the pimp is supposedly giving her guidance that her family couldn't? Isn't that sick? Isn't that borderline pedo behavior? But he wants to sit there and lie about Taharka Bay's charges. Isn't that something? And then when he was asked about this, he sat there and said he didn't write it. Nobody wrote that. You're lying. Yes, he sounds like R. Kelly. Absolutely. And here's another thing I want you to pay attention to. He was in a Twitter space one night, and I played this audio for you all. A young woman asked him, a different woman asked him, she says, what do you think about grown men who say that teenage girls, 14 and 15 years old, are potential whores? And he said out of his own mouth, he said, well, that said, who's saying some shite like that? That sounds like some pervert. That's what he said. He was talking about himself clearly because he's the one who wrote it. Did he not remember that he wrote that? Did he not remember that he wrote that? And I don't care how long ago it was. No matter how long ago it was, he was a grown man when he wrote that book. Okay, he was a grown man. For his subscribers who want to say, oh, that was years ago. He was a grown man. So no grown man, I don't care how long ago it was, should be saying things like that about teenage girls, 14 and 15 years old, high school and middle school. He said, and middle school. And let's just remember, when I was in middle school, I was actually 12. Okay, I was 12 in middle school. All right. So he's talking about girls from the ages of 12 to 18. I want y'all to pay attention to that because he loves to paint narratives about other people and try to call other people out. All right. That's what he loves to do. That's why he didn't have a problem with Brother Polite being in his documentary. And we all know what they accused Brother Polite of doing to his 14-year-old stepdaughter. Okay? But he wants to sit there and lie and paint narratives about Taharka. Taharka showed his paperwork. How come Bussy Reek won't show his? How come he won't show us his charges? How come he won't show his mugshot while he shows everybody else's? How come he isn't going in on American Cholo? How come he didn't make a cartoon and a little video game about American Cholo? He's not going to do that. You know why? Because he already know American Cholo will give him that smoke. He already know what the Mexicans in California know about him too. That's why he's not going to do it. You see, he'll sit there and go in on black people, try to clown black people, make videos and cartoons, Muppet shows, sell cookies, start websites with all types of bull crap about black people, sell video games on Apple, and his stupid subscribers think it's funny. But they don't think it's so funny when people start exposing him. That's what they don't think. Okay? That's what they don't think. At the end of the day, he had a lot to say about Faizon. How are you going to talk about Faizon Love after what you said? Do you all see the hypocrisy in this clown? He's a whole clown. He's a whole clown. That's what he is. And so anyway, let me move on to the next topic because I absolutely cannot with Bussy Reek. I absolutely cannot with Bussy Reek. So let's talk about Mark Curry because Mark Curry, the actor and comedian, said that he was harassed at a hotel while he was sitting in the lobby, minding his own black business. Now, 2 employees at a hotel in Colorado Springs, Colorado, have been suspended after comedian Mark Curry said he was racially profiled while simply sitting in the hotel's lobby. In the video that was posted to Instagram earlier this month, the comedian shared details about the encounter at the Mining Exchange Hotel, a Wyndham Grand Hotel and Spa. Curry, who starred in the 1990 sitcom Hanging with Mr. Cooper, said he was sitting there drinking coffee in the lobby when he was asked if he was a guest. Let's go to the footage. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
All right, so the problem is I'm in a hotel lobby and this man wants to see, I don't know what's
if you're a guest.
huh?
I'm just asking if you're a guest.
And I'm asking, are you a guest?
And he said, no, I'm an employee.
Well, let me see some ID. You got your backup. How you doing, backup? Does he speak? Hello, back up. John, you've been here for 15 minutes.
No, sir, I've not been here.
Okay, well, we're gonna put you. All right. People, he's asking me for I can't be in the hotel lobby. This hotel lobby, you cannot be in this hotel lobby if you're black and you're in Colorado Springs. So if you're black and you're in Colorado Springs, you can't be in the lobby. Wow, this is crazy, isn't it? So check it out. Oh yeah.
Yep, it's the only reason.
Yeah. Look, they got a black man in Colorado Springs, so they send this dude. Look. Yeah. Oh yeah. The one he talks now. He talks. Yeah. Yeah. So a black man can't be. Yeah. I'm trying to pull a race car, boy. So we got an Uncle Tom calling me, say I'm doing the race car, but he hanging with this dude. This is what it's all about, people. He called me the race car.
We haven't called you anything, sir. We haven't called you anything.
Yeah.
No, sir. I've asked you very politely.
What'd you ask me, sir? I can't hear.
Are you a guest of the hotel?
I can't hear you. Say it again.
You heard me.
I couldn't hear you. My hard of hearing. And then the brother here.
Are we on TikTok or Facebook? Which one is it?
He a brother. Look, he a brother, but he hanging with the white man, saying I'm pulling a race car. Look at the way this motherfucker look. He need a race car. I know. That's what it's all about, people. They have nothing else to do. They see a black man in the lobby. They see a black man in the lobby, and they look at their stance. Look, they're gonna whoop my ass. Look at their stance, you guys. Look.
Sir, ain't got nothing.
Look. I love it. Yeah. No, it's just that I'm a black man. I'm sitting in the lobby. They don't know that I should buy this hotel. That's the funny thing. So how long you gonna stay here, buddy?
Just when you answer my question, sir.
Oh, okay. And sir, how you doing? Yeah. Is this guy with you?
Doesn't matter how much you're worth, sir. If you're not
I can't understand you.
Okay. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. Let's go look at
Your
these white
status
people.
of whether or not you're staying at the hotel.
But there's a lot of white people that's sitting out there. Let's go ask them.
And they're all paying.
Oh, so if I go pay a drink, it's okay?
You're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then you're a patron of the hotel,
Oh.
which I asked
I'm
you
a-
several times.
But I gotta be in the hotel.
Yes.
And I told you. Of course, I'm at the hotel. Yes. Yes. Zuzu. They got me locked up, you guys. They got me pent up. I feel threatened. You know, I feel threatened. So look at the brother. I love the brother who laughed when the white dude laughed. I love these Uncle Tom type brothers. Look at this brother. Yeah, I feel threatened. Please back up. I feel threatened from you. Your stance and the way you're looking at me, I feel threatened. So please, can you back up? Won't back up? I feel threatened. They're making me feel threatened. Look at the stance. You're making me feel scared, sir. This is live. Yeah, let's take this live, people. We're live. As you can see, I'm in I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm in Boulder, Colorado. So I'm in the lobby. I come in here, and this dude walk up to me and said some bullshit. So this is what we're doing here. Look at this. It's hilarious. With them glasses on. Look at the boots. Look at the boots. And look at his backup. He black. So I said, because I'm a black man, he started laughing. The brother started laughing. So you know what we doing in here. But we going to do this all day long. Bob. Let's see if they follow me. Let's go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You gonna stop me from going to the bathroom?
Real tough with that.
Yeah,
Real tough.
Don't touch
Real
me.
tough. Get that out of my face.
Yeah, you better not touch
Get
me.
it out of my face.
Well, don't follow me
Get it out
then.
of my face.
What you gonna do? You're not gonna do nothing. Hey, I'm having a problem with this dude here. I'm being threatened. Yeah, I'm being threatened by this guy here. This guy here, I'm being threatened, and him and his accomplishment. So I would like to, excuse me, ma'am. Oh, okay. I love it. I'm being followed. Oh, but let me find the hotel. They're following me around the hotel, you guys. Let's go get on the elevator. Watch this. They're actually following me around the hotel. Excuse me, ma'am, you work here? Oh, no one talking? Oh, this is great. I'm at the hotel, and these dudes followed me. They followed me. They think that they don't know who I am. This is what these white boys do. They do this, and then they get a brother with them. Look. How's it going? We got these dudes harassing me, following me, so I think I'm gonna call the police on these guys. I'm gonna call the police on you guys. Yes, I don't like the harassment. I don't like to be harassed. I don't like to be followed. I don't like to be harassed. You see this, people? You see what's happening? This is hilarious.
Thank you.
How you doing? I'm being followed and harassed by these guys here, and I don't know what the problem is.
What are they asking?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they want, and this dude's been following me for the last 20 minutes.
Are you a guest of the hotel?
Didn't you check me in?
Do you have a room number? I'm sorry, sir.
I don't know who this man is. This weird man has been following me. I like to see some ID. I don't care. I don't know who you are. I like to see some ID. Can I see your ID? Can I see a name tag? Can I see something? So I don't know who you are. So I would like to call the police on this guy for following me. I don't know who he is.
One of our engineers.
Okay. No, he told me he was security and an engineer, but you got to show me a badge. You got to show me something. You're going to walk up to me. See, look at this. So you don't have to show me. We're live. This is going great. So you don't have to show me anything.
Do you have a room number of any sort? Can I have a last name? They just want to know if you're a guest.
Well, for why? For what reason?
Just for safety.
Safety. So safety, you just follow the only brother in here, and you're going to ask me for safety.
He's just asking if
But
you're
what
a
about,
guest. Yes or no?
well, let's ask all these people if they guess first, and then I'll show you. Okay, all right. Okay, well, I need you to ask them, are they guests first? Did you call the police? Did you call your police? Why don't you call them? That's some people. Colorado Springs. We're at the Hotel Mining Exchange. Hotel Mining Exchange, Colorado Springs. Doesn't have a name tag on. He's filthy, dirty. And he still got my man in the back. His accomplishment, I think, is gonna take me down. His his boy. Oh my God. This is what it's like to be at this place. Watch him follow me. Come on, follow me, guys. How you doing?
Good, excuse me.
Yes. You people are harassing me. That's right. I got on this bullshit place, and these motherfuckers want to harass me like this. Isn't this some bullshit? When is this shit gonna stop with Negroes? When is it gonna stop? My God.
Now, that is absolutely sad, okay? And what's so bad is the hotel clerk, the woman behind the desk, she said, do you have a room here? Are you registered? Lady, you checked him in. And here's the thing. Though she may have checked in a lot of people, and you wouldn't expect her to be able to remember each of them, Mark Curry is at least, 6'4"? Okay, and he's black. There's not a lot of black folk in Colorado, for one. For two, he's tall, taller than most. So how did you not remember, lady, that you checked him in? She was clearly on code. But the funny thing was he kept calling the black guy an accomplishment instead of an accomplice. He was clearly trying to be nefarious. He said him and his accomplishments. That is all so crazy. Okay. They didn't ask anybody else in that lobby. And then they made excuses and said, oh, well, they all ordered drinks. They all purchased something or whatever. Oh, so all you have to do is walk in off the street and order something? Is that how it works? They need to sit down somewhere, honey. This is all so sad and clearly nefarious. High Kick said that accomplishment took me out of here. Okay. Now that was funny. Right, Tia, in the Teal Kitchen, what Yusuf said, sad regular day in America. It absolutely is, honey. This is what we're still doing in 2022. But hold on, because you know what? I'm sorry. Apparently hate crimes and racism is on the rise, but not for black people. You see, it's the anti-Semitic hate that's on the rise, according to reports. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share while I pull up these receipts, because there was a report that has come out recently, just a few days ago, in fact, where they say that anti-Semitism is on the rise, so much so that they felt the need to report on it. Now, I'm sorry, but when did our hate crimes and the racism and discrimination against us ever cease? I'm just so curious. When did it ever cease? Let me pull this up. I want you all to see this, and I'm going to share my screen because I want y'all to get a load of this. This happens to black folk every day. What happened to Mark Curry?
Thousands.
Hate can have no safe harbor. It's never defeated. It only hides. And failure to call it out is complicity, and the silence is complicity.
We're seeing a rapid rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric and acts. Let me be clear. Words matter. People are no longer saying the quiet parts out loud. They are literally screaming them.
From our studios in New York, this is an NBC News Now special report. Epidemic of hate, anti-Semitism in America.
Hello, I'm Jacob Soboroff. Tonight, we're going to examine the troubling trends spreading all across America. An alarming surge in anti-Semitic rhetoric, sentiments, and acts. This kind of hate is nothing new, but today it is once again working its way out of the shadows and into the mainstream. Powerful celebrities and other influential figures are using massive platforms to spread false tropes and hateful narratives targeting vulnerable people and communities. Now fear is spreading that these hateful words could lead to something much worse. It's stoking concerns among the Jewish community gathering loved ones in homes and in synagogues for the holidays. And over the next half hour, we'll also explore what's fueling this rise in anti-Semitism, what's behind the hate, but also why people say it's not too late to stop the spread and the inspiring ways that they're fighting back. Something we addressed in my exclusive interview with the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. But to understand how we got here, we first have to take a look back. Here's our Jesse Kirsch with the moments that have been dominating the headlines recently. And we want to warn you, some of the language and images are disturbing.
This hatred isn't new. 11 dead, 6 injured. And it never really went away. When 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust, the world vowed never again.
Jews will not replace us!
But now, instead of festering in the shadows, genocidal lies are moving closer to the American mainstream. From a Los Angeles highway to an alleged threat to a New York City synagogue, anti-Semitism is spreading as some of our biggest artists.
I see good things about Hitler also.
Athletes.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
And leaders, including members of Congress on the left and right, even a former president, are accused of fueling anti-Semitism.
You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Most recently, former President Trump dined with a Holocaust-denying white nationalist, as Republicans were criticized for not responding more forcefully.
There is no room in the Republican Party for anti-Semitism or white supremacy.
Corporations are also under scrutiny. Kyrie Irving was benched 8 games for spreading what the NBA commissioner called deeply offensive anti-Semitic material. But it took Nike more than a month to cut ties with him. Adidas dropped the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, but that shoe brand has its own historical ties to Nazi Germany, noticeably not mentioned on its website history page. These moments made headlines, but there have been many more. The Anti-Defamation League says there were 2,717 anti-Semitic incidents in this country last year alone, including assaults, which hit a record high for the past 40-plus years, as the federal government warns of an enduring threat to Jewish Americans.
Are you nervous about the way things are in this country right now? It seems
Extremely. Extremely.
Jacqueline Gold has always felt trepidation. She knows what can happen.
You can't go to a synagogue that doesn't have security. There were swastikas in one of the common areas of my dorm.
Her grandmother, Erica Gold, says in 1944, she jumped from a truck with her mother and hid in Budapest. If they didn't, she says Nazis would have shot them dead. Erica was just 12 years old.
When somebody, a politician, says something that is bad, that he's going to do, believe him.
It starts with smaller actions, and then it spirals out of control if we just let it slide. With my grandmother's story, everything was fine until one day it wasn't.
Words matter. People are no longer saying the quiet parts out loud. They are literally screaming them.
December 7th, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, who is Jewish, led a White House roundtable on anti-Semitism in an effort to reverse a disturbing trend.
I think it's just important to separate out the moments where we can say, here, this is anti-Semitic and here's why. I think that's, in some ways, for the future, more important than just condemning people who do stuff like that.
Law professor Kathy Lester-Mansfield teaches about the Holocaust.
The beginning of ending up at genocide is separating people into groups and having us and them. And, you know, that is what the white supremacists in this country are trying to do.
The most important thing that we need to focus on is education, because hatred really stems from ignorance.
And as officials and communities work to deprive this resurgent hate of any oxygen, one thing is already clear. Saying never again may not be enough. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News.
With new data from the government showing hate crimes on the rise, the White House says it's putting together a new interagency group to form a national strategy to combat anti-Semitism. The same day that news broke, I sat down with Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, who says the issue is deeply personal for him. Mr. Secretary, the data shows that hate crimes are up in the United States and they disproportionately target Jews. You've issued a national terrorism advisory bulletin saying Jews are at risk of violent attack here in the United States. You're here at a synagogue talking about hate against Jewish people today. What does your intelligence tell you about the severity of the threat Jews face in the United States today?
Regrettably, Jacob, the threat is only increasing. That is what we are seeing. The threat landscape is becoming more and more troubling. That is why our work is so important, as well as the FBI's, of course, in investigating acts of hate, but also in securing individuals, in advising them on how they can be safe and secure in the practice of their faith.
You're Jewish. Your mother fled the Holocaust, and you lost 9 family members in the Holocaust. How personal is this to you?
It's extraordinarily personal. My mother's experience very much shaped our understanding of the vulnerability and fragility of life anywhere in the world. And it helps drive the imperative to eradicate hate and make people safe of any faith, of any denomination, of any community.
I want to ask you about former President Trump recently hosted that dinner at Mar-a-Lago with white nationalist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes. Kanye West was also a part of that dinner. Kanye West went on to say things like, I like Hitler, I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis, and I see good things about Hitler. How responsible are President Trump, Kanye West for fueling this kind of hate?
Those words are horrific words. They breed more hate, and hate sometimes can materialize into violence. We need our leaders to lead responsibly and uphold and advance the values of our country.
Okay. All right. Let me say this about that. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's over 20 minutes long. Okay. But here's what I want to tell you guys. Now they're talking about Kanye West and what he said, you know, about loving Hitler and all that stuff and Nazis and as well as the Jewish people. Here's the thing. How is that going to fuel hate? Because that's Kanye's thoughts. And another thing is, doesn't the Bible tell you to love everybody? Right? Isn't that what they teach in Christianity? That in the Bible, you're supposed to love everybody, right? Love your neighbors as yourselves. I'm just saying, isn't that what they teach? So are they going against the Bible because Kanye West shouldn't love Hitler? I'm just saying, honey, if we go by the Bible, what's wrong with what he said? I have so many questions. All right. But the interesting thing is when people talk about hate, how come nobody says anything about what's going on in Palestine? I have so many questions. Okay? I have so many questions. And also, how come this all of a sudden is supposed to be such a rise in it or whatever? Well, there hasn't been a rise in hate against us because there's always been a steady amount and level of hate against us. How come nobody's sitting down talking about that? How come nobody's talking about how the police, you know, are allowed to delete Black folk and just unarmed, mind you, at traffic stops? That's absolutely nefarious, okay? Can you imagine at a traffic stop, you didn't commit a crime. You could simply say something the officer didn't like, or the officer could paint whatever type of narrative he chooses, and you could be deleted. But on the flip side, 2 Brads can get into a whole shootout at a traffic stop. You all remember the story I reported where the 2 Caucasian men got into a shootout at a road rage incident and shot each other's daughters. The police came, did not even bother to secure their weapons, didn't put them in handcuffs. And in fact, when one of them tried to tell what happened, the police stopped him and said, no, don't say anything until you have an attorney. That's what he said. Now, if that had been me or you, they would have been asking you all types of questions trying to trip you up. They would have had you in handcuffs as soon as they got there if you weren't shot first. They'd have definitely secured and taken your weapon. But this is what they do. But they don't want to talk about that. So let's talk about this. This is the problem that's on the rise in America. Let's talk about Jussie Smollett, who committed a fake hate crime, a hoax. You all do know that Jussie Smollett is Jewish, right? Because his white father is Jewish. He committed a fake hate crime. But let's talk about this, because there was another couple, right? A family who committed a whole hate crime, and they're Jewish. So let's get into it, because now I have questions. Now I have questions, and this was a couple of years ago, but you don't see this all over the news. You don't see these people getting demonized and vilified. Let me go to it right here. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
I can feel you in my heart.
What was once regarded as one of the city's worst acts of anti-Semitism later appeared to be a hoax. The Burmax Cafe was vandalized with anti-Semitic graffiti last year. Oksana Berendt, her husband Alexander, and son Maxim, the owners, were later charged with public mischief. In January, they moved to LA.
I'm as shocked as anyone that they fled the country.
But they did so legally. Bernie Bellin knew the Berents and was one of the first to survey the damage. He has not been in touch with them for over a year and a half.
It was my first thought. They're going to flee. They had been talking about opening a restaurant in Los Angeles for quite some time. I never believed that they had the wherewithal to do that.
Their trial was set for next week. The family filed a recent motion to appear by video, which got denied. When it became clear last week that they would not make it, a provincial court judge issued an endorsed warrant for all three, meaning if they return, they turn themselves in and will be out on bail till the trial. One of their lawyers says they can't afford to come back now.
The trouble is that in intervening time, COVID came. And because they're in California, that means they would have to come back 2 weeks at least earlier to quarantine before the trial. They have nowhere here to stay with, and they couldn't afford to be in a hotel quarantining for 2+ weeks.
And they had no choice but to leave.
The negative publicity and also some financial difficulties that they had. They basically lost their business, lost their home. They had no community support here in Winnipeg.
I can understand that for them personally, it was extremely uncomfortable, but I think that's to be expected.
Michael Lazar maintains that the family intends to come back when the pandemic is under control.
Not a case where they've just absconded and blown off the court system. Normally, if that were the case, we just wouldn't hear from them at all. And we'd all be left in the dark, and a warrant would go out, and that would be that. But they were fully engaged in this process.
The Berents have denied that they staged the crime and still maintain their innocence.
Frankly, I hadn't been thinking much about the Burmax affair for quite some time. So it sort of reawakens some unpleasant memories for, I think, a lot of us in the Jewish community.
And many unanswered questions. Aaron Broman, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Hold on, there's more. Hold on just a moment.
White supremacists are reveling in it. Exactly what many feared.
And here it is, okay?
On white pride sites, the story is moving swiftly, this one in Canada, drawing snide responses, including a cartoon of a Jewish man desecrating a Jewish grave.
A variation of this theme that the Jewish community is lying about its persecution.
None of it surprising to anti-fascist activist Helmut Harry Lowen.
If this is what this turns out to be, the only agenda that's furthered is that of neo-Nazis and anti-Semites.
Oksana Berendt, her husband Alexander, and son Maxim are charged with public mischief after reporting she was assaulted in an attack that left her cafe trashed and vandalized with anti-Semitic graffiti. They say it wasn't them.
Can you imagine how I feel when my place is destroyed like that? What did I do to you? I built this place, okay?
Police say otherwise.
The incident here in Winnipeg this past weekend was staged.
The evidence, police say, will come out in court. Inside the cafe, you can still see signs of their investigation. Backlash against the family has been swift. A Jewish gay and lesbian advocacy group moved out of the building they shared.
We were shocked. We were beside ourselves. We were
completely floored.
The concern is held widely.
There's a tremendous concern that this will actually cause more anti-Semitism.
Court records show the family is facing lawsuits over debts. They deny staging this for financial gain.
And I don't want people to judge us, okay, wrongly, because we didn't do it. We had no reason to do it, okay?
Now, none of these allegations have been proven in court. What's also unclear right now is whether the family will try to reopen amid all this disappointment and anger. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
So with that all being said, how many of these crimes are actually real? That's all I'm saying. It's a rise on them, so they say. But how many are actually real when you have people staging stuff, okay? Pulling whole Jussie Smolletts. I have so many questions, all right? And then he's sitting there talking about, oh, the attorney was saying that they lost their business. They couldn't afford to come to town because they couldn't afford to pay for a hotel for 2 weeks. Well, if they lost their business, it's at their own foolishness because they shouldn't have sat there and lied and staged a whole hate crime that didn't occur. But I want you to pay attention because they were simply charged with criminal mischief. They were charged with criminal mischief for staging that. Why didn't they get the same smoke as Jussie Smollett? I have so many questions. Why didn't they? Yes, they pulled a Bussy Reek. Absolutely. Staging a fake hate crime. But why didn't they get the same smoke as Jussie Smollett? Why didn't they arrest them and throw them in there and charge them with the same crimes they charged Jussie with? All right, that's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd like to know. And so please miss me with all of it. Okay? And then the attorney sitting there making all these excuses why they can't do this, that, and the third. Please sit down somewhere. So anyway, I'm about to wrap this up. Before I do, let's have a word from my sponsors over at beautifulheartsapparel.com, where they wear their hearts on their sleeves. And then let's talk about Master P and Romeo. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Beautiful Hearts Apparel, we have something for everyone. A look that's comfortable and stylish. For work, play, or simply on the go. Beautiful Hearts Apparel, wear your heart on your sleeve.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I want to talk about these ungrateful children that are being raised this day and age. A lot of these children are so ungrateful. So let's talk about it. I'm going to show this video that Master P posted after Romeo called himself, putting him on blast. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
I put up a post with a lady singing "The Devil Is a Lie." The Shade Room take the post, put a picture of me saying Master P saying such and such is the devil, which is a lie. All y'all do is twist the truth for what? Clicks, controversy, gossip. I mean, all the good stuff I've done, nobody never posted nothing. You never posted when we went up against one of the biggest cereal companies in the world. You never posted when we had to change our name and made history and got one of the biggest distribution deals in the world. I guess that wasn't controversial enough. But I just asked the Shade Room, all the other media outlets, to allow my family to grieve and get through this pain that we're going through, because I wouldn't wish this pain on no family, not none of y'all. I know God is going to guide us through this. I had a mental illness concert that was going to be on January 13th, which DJ Twitch was supposed to be a special guest. Snoop was supposed to be a special guest. It was with me, A$AP Rocky, and Post Malone. Mental illness is real. It's destroying families. I'm going to continue to get out there and do my part. I just want to say I love everybody that's been praying for my family. Y'all know we're going to get through this. Losing a child. And I don't know parents that lost a child. People want you to grieve a certain way, do certain things. I mean, my healing comes through helping people, touching people, getting out there. Maybe I couldn't save the people's lives in my family. Maybe people in my family don't listen. I love them. I always deal with people and deal with family members that go through different things and handle things certain ways. I'm going to continue to put my trust and faith in God. We're going to continue growing as a family. No family is perfect. Rich or poor, we all going to go through things. I'm not God. I'm no idol. All I can do is help the people that allow me to help. Enough is enough. Meet Captain Ace.
Are you ready for?
Hold on, let me go to the second part. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Today a sad day because I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call my son. People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. So my question is to Romeo. Like, if you've been in the business for long as you've been in, and you're a 30-something-year-old man, and if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people, but you can't get mad at me because I really thought this was about, the only reason I entertained this on social media, I thought it was about the DJ Twitch post I put up, and I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was grieving. Mental illness is real. But I want to tell all the people out there that just don't understand how bad my heart hurt. Romeo lost a sister, but I lost a daughter. And for any parent that's going through this, because I know that it brings people closer together or it tear them apart. But I come from nothing, y'all. And I could go back. I'm cool with it. I won't be angry at God. I won't be upset. I won't go get mad and be disrespectful to my parents and none of that stuff. I just said, Dad, thank you for putting me in this world. Now I can get out and hustle and go do my thing. But that's the problem. When you take kids and you kind of like protect them from the real struggle and the pain, and you don't allow them to deal with their own consequences. And then when they grow older, they, oh, you never gave me nothing. At 30-something, man, people could go back and look, you've been shining for a long time, son. All you gotta do is pick up the phone and call me or come to the house and holler at me. The saddest thing about this is what the people wanna see. They wanna see destruction. So if you destroy me, what are you gonna do for the rest of the family? Are you gonna take care? You told me on the post that you put up, oh, you go take care of people in the community. That's what you're supposed to do when you come from nothing. You go help people. I'm just not helping ungrateful people. I'm not an ATM machine. People can't just say they love me when I give them something. I'm tired of that, y'all. And any other parents, you could be rich or poor at a smaller level. You might give your kid $10, but if that's all you got, I've always fell off, got back up, hustled, did my thing. I'm tired of all these blog sites and all this stuff, poking and having fun. Y'all can. But I'm about to go back to work and do what I gotta do. I love my family. My door is always open for my son. To be honest, because we shouldn't have to go through this. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm apologizing to you if I'm wrong. I'm still a work in progress. I come from nothing. Everybody go through trauma. I'm dealing with this right now, but I love going out into the community and helping people. That's the way I heal. Allow me to heal. I don't have to be sitting around moaning and crying and all. I can't get my daughter back. But I can get out there and keep a legacy going, keep a name going. So let's do this in love and let's do this in peace, because this is what the system wants. Think about it. We stronger together, but you older now. So you got to lead by example for the rest of the kids. And we can get through this. I'm just telling y'all, keep y'all prayers. We need it. And God gonna do what he got to do. You know, I'm not gonna come on here no more. So bloggers and everything else is cool. Whatever you want to deal with Romeo. Whatever y'all think he's saying is true or whatever, that's cool too. I can live with it. I'm at peace now. I had to speak my piece. Today is...
Okay, so let me say this. I see some of the comments, a couple of people saying that P used Romeo's money to pay off his taxes. Somebody said P always been taking Romeo's money. How do y'all know what that man did with his money and Romeo's money? Are y'all his bank accounts advisors? Are y'all his financial advisors? Are y'all in charge of his bank account. How do y'all know what this man did? Stop saying stuff that you have no proof of. If you speculate or think something, just that's your opinion. But stop trying to state things as fact. Y'all don't know what that man does with that money or what he did with anything. Okay? Y'all sitting here listening to an ungrateful brat. That's what Romeo is. And it's a lot of those. These children's parents sacrifice for them, do everything they can to provide a nice life for them, comfortable, so they don't have to want for anything. And this is the thanks they get. These children today are ungrateful. They're disrespectful. They do all kinds of things to their parents. And then they go and put your business on social media. That's what a lot of these kids do. They're ungrateful. Don't justify their bull crap talking about Master P used his money to pay off his taxes. How do you know that? How do you know that? Did Master P tell you that? Did Romeo tell you that? At the end of the day, we don't know what exactly is going on. But what I do know is that Romeo is ungrateful. That's what he is. Master P took $10,000 that he inherited from a life insurance policy after I believe his grandmother passed and turned that into $1 million plus empire. He has worked hard to pull himself up out of the gutter so his family didn't have to be there. So his children didn't have to endure the struggles that he had to overcome. And Romeo, for him to come out there and talk trash about his father, to disrespect his father and his legacy, and to put all this out there for everybody to know about, that's so disrespectful. He's an ungrateful little piece of shite. Okay? That's what he is. That's what he is. He needs to sit down somewhere. If it wasn't for Master P, he wouldn't have anything. And for those of you talking about Master P took his money, if it wasn't for Master P, he wouldn't have had any money to start with. His father made him a star. Okay? Master P didn't have to take anything from him. Now, what are y'all talking about? He's an ungrateful brat. That's what he is. 30 plus years old and you sitting up here whining, but like Master P said, this is all about money. It's all about money. If your life is not going the way you want it to go, Romeo, that's your own fault. It's not your father's, but I'm going to tell y'all something. When you spoil your children and you give them everything that money can buy, and you try to provide for them a better life and all of that, these children become ungrateful because they start feeling entitled. They start thinking that you have to do this continuously, even after they're adults. They feel that you owe them something. You can do something for your children 10 times in a row, and on the 11th time you say, no, I don't have it, or no, I'm not going to do it. Then they get mad. Oh, you never did nothing for me. That's how a lot of these kids act. That's how a lot of them act. They don't understand nor appreciate that they have good parents who love and care about them and try to provide things for them. When there are some kids who don't even have parents, they live in foster care, they live in orphanages, or they're on the streets. They have parents who beat them, brutalize them, and all these things. They have parents who are drug addicts who don't care about them, parents who are in prison. They don't think about that to realize how grateful they should be and how fortunate they actually are. When you have people like 50 Cent's son, who's sitting up there complaining because 50 Cent gives them like $6,000 and something per month. How much money do you think he's supposed to give you? He said that ain't nothing. That's what 50 Cent's son said. That ain't nothing. Like, that's not enough money to live off of. Well, if you want to live off of more, go do something for yourself. Stop acting like your parents owe you something when you're a whole adult. When you become an adult, your parents don't owe you anything. Whatever they do for you after that point is out of love and kindness. And you should show your appreciation, Romeo. Okay? And then, like Master P said, he made a very good point. He said, if Romeo takes him down, if you destroy him, who is going to take care of the family? Because that's what Master P is doing. He's taking care of not just his immediate family, but other parts of the family, his extended family. So Romeo's out here trying to destroy this man, his own father, mind you. Is he thinking about anyone other than himself? He absolutely is not. He absolutely is not, because if he were, he would not be saying and doing the things that he's doing and being such an ungrateful, spoiled little brat. And especially in an age of cancel culture, this is what he's doing. This is all so nefarious, honey, but I absolutely cannot with some of these kids. Some of these young people are just too much. All right. They don't respect their parents, appreciate their parents, or any of that. They show little to no gratitude. But when their parents are dead and gone and there's nobody there to help them, then they're going to see how fortunate they really were. That's what they're going to see. Oh, so sad, honey. But let's talk about Charlemagne the devil, because y'all know he's getting sued, right? Yeah, he's getting sued. Let's talk about it, because him and his wife came out and spoke about it. Charlemagne the devil and his wife addressed allegations that he raped her the first time they had sex. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong article, honey. Don't nobody want to hear about that. We already know about that. But now he's being sued, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this lawsuit from Jessica Reed. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. But, you know, he did say something about raping his wife when he first got with her, right? He didn't put it in those words. He didn't put it in those words per se, but pretty much that's what he was admitting to. Now he wants to get upset because he's having backlash. He could sit down somewhere. Here we go. I think this is what I'm looking for. Let me cue this real quick. And not only is she suing Charlemagne the devil, but she's also suing iHeartRadio. Hold on, here we go. Now listen to this. Hold on, this isn't it. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Hold on, beloveds. Hold on. Let's go to this video real quick.
Came all the way back around, okay? So the lady who had accused him of SA back in the day when she was like 15 or whatever, she is back in court and she is suing him and iHeartRadio, okay? Basically, she's not even asking for a specified amount of money, okay? She wants this to go to trial, and then she wants the jury to decide how much money should she get. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I think she's doing it this way, because he can't keep her name out his mouth, okay? In every book he done wrote, he brings her up. He brings her up on the radio, on different platforms. He cannot stop talking about her. This is a shared experience, and if you gonna make money off of me, you gonna pay me, okay? We are making money off of this shared experience. And until you keep my name out your mouth, you're gonna pay me every time you bring it up. Get your money, girl. Just when Charlemagne thought he was in the clear.
Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is absolutely true. Why does he keep talking about this woman? He's the one who victimized her, allegedly. Why is he always having this woman's name in his mouth? Why doesn't he sit down somewhere and shut up? But see, that's why he's getting sued. And not only that, she's suing iHeartRadio because they gave him the platform to sit there and say all these disparaging things. Okay. Gwendolyn says, I thought he was on the DL. Honey, I don't know what he's on besides some bullshit. Okay. I know he's on that. All right. But at the end of the day, this is what's going on. And my whole thing is he should have kept that woman's name out of his mouth. And Tasha K dropped all the receipts. Okay. If you want to know more about this information, honey, go on Tasha K's channel because she dropped all the receipts the other day. Charlemagne the God, his conscience must be whipping his tail. Honey, he doesn't have a conscience. He doesn't have one. I promise you, he doesn't have one. If he did, he would not still be speaking on this young woman after he knows what he did to her. He would not even be talking about it. Leonard McKelvey settled for a lesser charge. Yes, he absolutely did. And you wouldn't settle for a lesser charge if you didn't do anything in the first place. That's all I'm saying, honey. He doesn't want to accept accountability for his own actions, but he wants to sit there and try to demonize and vilify this young lady after we already know what he said about his own wife. He needs to sit down somewhere. That's all I'm saying. Okay? He needs to sit down somewhere. That's what Charlemagne the devil needs to do. So anyway, honey, 5 days ago, him and his wife addressed the allegations of, you know, what he basically said about her on their first date. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't like Charlemagne the God. I never have. And this just gives me more reason not to. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, let's talk about this real quick and then I'm out of here. Charlemagne the devil has responded to allegations that he raped his wife the first time they had sex. In a recently resurfaced interview, because I believe the initial interview came out in 2020, but this was reported 5 days ago. Breakfast Club co-host admits that he and his wife agree that he raped her the first time they had sex. Oh, so crazy. Oh, so crazy. Now, he says, I married my wife. This is what he said in an audio clip. I married my wife. Me and my wife dated for a whole year. She would not give me no, you know what. Me and my wife hung out one Saturday night and she got sloppy drunk and passed out in my mama's house. And I got that, you know what. Okay. That she was effing me back and all that, but she was really drunk. I asked her, did I grape you the first time we met? And she goes, I mean, in hindsight, yeah. So here's the thing. Does he think this is funny? Does he think this is cute? This is not the first time Charlemagne has been entangled in a grape allegation. Another recently resurfaced audio clip features the radio host discussing purchasing Spanish Fly and getting a girl drunk before having sex with her. Yeah, you all remember that. So let me tell y'all like this. Charlemagne the devil is a piece of shite. Bussy Reek is cool with Charlemagne the devil. Y'all know that, right? You're not going to hear Bussy Reek come on live and talk this trash about Charlemagne. He's not going to talk trash about him because he always want to be on the Breakfast Club. I want y'all to pay attention. The reason I bring it up is because he's a whole hypocrite. He want to sit there and accuse the heart of stuff and spread lies and rumors and malicious gossip for which he's being sued, by the way. But he's cool with Charlemagne. He goes on the Breakfast Club and skins and grins with Charlemagne. He knows what Charlemagne did or what he's accused of. Okay? But he don't say nothing about that. He ain't going to report on that. All right? Because he has something to gain by going on the Breakfast Club, the clout chase. I just want y'all to pay attention to that. Okay? That's what I want y'all to pay attention to. So, anyway, with that all being said, the last thing I want to report on is this Ohio school principal, Ohio teacher told the principal that using students' preferred pronouns violated her religion, and then she was forced to resign, according to a lawsuit that she filed. Let's get into it. Former Ohio middle school teacher said that she was forced to resign after she told her boss that she would not address students by their preferred pronouns because it violates her religious beliefs. The teacher, Vivian Garrity, is now suing Jackson Memorial Middle School's principal, the Board of Education, and 2 district employees. Garrity, who's a Christian, worked at the school in Massillon, Ohio, as an English language arts teacher up until her resignation August the 26th. Now, before her departure, she taught her class while remaining consistent with her religious and scientific understanding concerning human identity, gender, and sex. Now, the federal lawsuit was filed on Monday. About a week before she resigned, two of Garrity's students requested that she use names associated with their gender identities rather than their legal names. One of the students also wanted to be addressed by their preferred pronoun. The lawsuit notes that the school had adopted a policy that required teachers to use the preferred pronouns of students. Because the request was against her religious beliefs, Garrity met with Principal Casey Carter in the hopes of reaching a solution that would allow her to continue teaching without violating her religious beliefs and constitutional rights. Garrity told Carter that she would not use students' preferred pronouns, according to the suit, and she was later called into a separate meeting with Carter and Monica Myers, who is a district employee. And during that meeting, Garrity was told that she would not be required to put her beliefs aside that she would be required to put her beliefs aside as a public servant, and that her unwillingness to do so would be insubordination. Isn't that something? I want y'all to pay attention. Garrity again said she would not use the students' preferred pronouns and then was sent back to her classroom. The lawsuit says that just minutes later, Garrity was pulled from the classroom and told to either change her mind or resign. Believing she had no other choice, Garrity submitted a resignation letter. She was subsequently escorted out of the building. Jackson Local School responds to the lawsuit with a statement saying, "This district always will strive to provide a safe, comfortable environment for all of our nearly 6,000 students in which to learn. We have engaged legal counsel, and we will have no further comment pending litigation." Attorneys for Garrity argue in the lawsuit that the school did not explore other possible solutions, such as moving Garrity to another classroom or having her address students by their last names. The lawsuit also alleges that the policy is not fairly enforced and that Carter is allowed to avoid using pronouns entirely. So the principal doesn't even use the pronouns herself, okay? She's allowed to not even use them, but she want to make somebody resign because they don't. Now, in its statement, the district said that it does not have a policy that requires teachers to use preferred names or pronouns of students, but does adhere to the Department of Education's Title IX ban on discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender. Now, first and foremost, they say, our mission is clear. Students are our first priority, and we're determined to create the best possible learning environment while respecting individual and cultural differences. The Alliance Defending Freedom, which filed the lawsuit on Garrity's behalf, said she should not have been put in a position to choose between her faith and her job. No school official can force a teacher to set aside her religious beliefs in order to keep her job. This is what the group's legal counsel, Logan Spina, said in a statement. The First Amendment prohibits that abuse of power. I absolutely agree. Now, here's what I want to know. What do you all think about this? What do you all think about this? Because here's the thing. Though people want to be called by their pronouns, here's my opinion. If you don't want to do that, then just simply call them by their names, like she wanted to do. But who are they to say that she can't call them by their names? And last I checked, when I was in school, they always called us by our names. Okay? They always called us by our names. I don't care what you want to be called. I'm going to call you by your name. You don't get to tell me what to say. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not calling you out of your name. So if I call you by your name, why is that a problem? I have questions. Why is that a problem that I call someone by their name? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? As long as I show you respect and treat you with decency, why is it a problem if I call you by your name? I'm sorry. Make it all make sense, because this don't make no sense. I hope she wins her lawsuit. I hope she wins her lawsuit, because how dare they tell her you either do it or you resign? They don't even have a policy for this. They don't even have a policy. It's not a written rule. It's just the principal saying, I said so, and this is what you're going to do or else. But the same principal doesn't have to do that herself. Okay? Doesn't have to do it herself. Nama says, Nama Ma, I hope I said your name right, beloved, says it's ridiculous. Yes, it is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Okay? It is ridiculous at the end of the day. My professors passed around a clipboard having us write down what we students wanted to be called. Okay, yes, I get it. I get it. And that usually entails nicknames. But here's the thing. If someone is deeply embedded in their religious beliefs, who is anyone else to make them defy their own beliefs? Who is anyone else to make them defy that? Okay. Angelique said, manifesting children of the corn. This is chaos and confusion. Absolutely. Okay. I want y'all to pay attention. You know, in the Bible, when it spoke about confusion in the languages and all of that stuff, some of y'all believe that it was the different languages that people would speak, and certain people wouldn't understand the other languages, and that would be the chaos and confusion. No, this is the chaos and confusion. This is the chaos and confusion as far as I'm concerned, because I'm clearly confused. I'm confused about all these different genders that we all of a sudden have. I'm confused about all these pronouns. I can't keep up with them. I can't keep track. And so in order not to disrespect anyone and call them by the wrong pronoun, I simply prefer to call people by their names. Okay? You can't expect me to remember all this stuff. They keep changing stuff and making new different things every day of the week. I cannot keep up. Some of the people that are gay can't even keep up. They get confused themselves. I asked someone who's a member of LGBTQ about a few months ago, what is the difference between being, how do you distinguish the difference, right, between a transgender, a drag queen, and being queer? Because years ago, being queer didn't apply to all gay people. That was a specific segment of gay people. But now when they use the word queer, they call all gay people that. Is that right? I'm confused. Now, if you're a drag queen dressed in drag, how do I know you? How can I tell you from a transgender? I have so many questions. Like, it's literally confusing. And people don't want to be disrespectful. At least I don't. So with that all being said, you know, like I said, it's just chaos and confusion. So I'm just going to call people by their names, if that's all right with y'all. I'm just going to call people by their names. All right? The end of the day. Anyway. And yeah, and there's certain words that they no longer want to be called. And then some people don't know that, so some people still use those words. Somebody said one of the words to me the other day, and I said, hey, listen, you can't say that anymore. That's taboo. Nobody wants to be called that anymore in LGBTQ. That word is old, and they'll be offended, so don't say that. So, like I said, it's just all confusing. And so if this teacher wants to call them simply by their names, I don't see why that should be a problem. Okay, I'm just saying, I don't see why that should be an issue. She should be absolutely allowed to call students by their names. You should not be insulted if someone's calling you by your name. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Everyone, please like and share. Listen, you all make sure you follow me on Odyssey, because I'm going to be going live on there this week. I'm going to be going live on there this week because I have some stuff to talk about that's not going to be discussed on ScrewTube. So with that all being said, make sure y'all are following me on there, okay? Make sure you're following me on there. Lana says, I love how Queen calls it out. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. All right. You're welcome, Terry Hen. So with that all being said, listen, I love you all to life. Everyone, please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel or unsubscribe, whatever you prefer. But if you do subscribe, don't forget to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time I go live. Make sure you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the Queen's channel. All right, to both channels. You should be subscribed to the backup channel as well. Because some days, beloveds, I'm not going to be going live on both of these channels. Some days I'm only going to go live on one or the other. Okay, so with that all being said, please make sure you subscribe to both of them. The original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show and the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. Make sure you subscribe to both. With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and light. Okay, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got